What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Cigars and Whiskey for our next review. Today's review, we're going back and visiting a cigar that I had tried back about a little over 2 years ago when I first got the channel up and going. And that cigar, I wanted to come back and rethink it, look at it a little bit and see what happens. If it's changed at all, if it remains the same, you could also go back if you want and look at that cigar. The cigar I'm referring to is the Perdomo Habano, and this is a bourbon barrel-aged sun-grown. Now, there is a lot of contradiction I find on the internet where it either says it's just sun-grown Habano, and it doesn't say bourbon, but some say bourbon with sun-grown Habano. Basically, folks, what they're doing is to give you information on the cigar. It is 6-year-old tobacco that's taken and put for 10 months in bourbon barrels to age. Then at that point, then they make the cigar. So it technically isn't infused with bourbon, so don't assume that if it says bourbon that it's infused. It just means that it's taken up whatever the collective elements as it's air drying in that bourbon barrel to take on some of that characteristics, but it's not by any way infused with actual liquid. But with that said, we're going to go ahead and get into it. This is the Churchill size of the Perdomo Habano, and this is the sun-grown. And I'll be right back with the pre-draw. Alright guys, with the pre-draw of the Habano, as you can see, I'm taking off the foot band. Those of you might be wondering, I leave the other band on there. You don't have to leave the bands on. Again, that's your preference. Sometimes it just keeps it, if it decides to start to come apart at the top, it's always good to have. But if it's really good rolled, which Perdomo usually are, you don't have that issue. And if you can see my breath, yeah, it's a little cold here in Arizona. It's first for a lot of things, but hey, that's all right. I like the cool weather. But with that said, it is a Churchill. You can see it is a dark chocolate wrapper. Now, all the tobacco in this cigar is Nicaraguan, so it's the binder, the filler, and the wrapper all Nicaraguan. It might be different regions of Nicaraguan blended. There's not a lot of there's some places specify, other ones kind of hint at, but I'm not going to sit and go into all that. But just know it's all from Nicaragua. And with that cigar, we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut it with a straight cut, where you take just straight off the top here, get a little bit, cut that off. And like I said, with the Perdomos, you really don't have any issues with construction. Again, this cigar has been out, as I said, I reviewed it 2 years ago. It takes 6 years for it to be aged, and then 10 months more in the barrel, so that's almost 7 years, 8. So, yeah, you're getting close to almost a 10-year-old cigar when you get it, depending on if you bought it from a wholesaler or a retailer that's had it for a while or just got it. Also, I got this cigar at Al Ear in Scottsdale. Just a shout out for those guys there. You can get them there. They have a lot of the Perdomo line. It was roughly $8. Like I said, it's a great idea for someone who, as a gift, they sell 5-packs of the Perdomos. These have this one, and they have other ones included. Some have a dark Maduro pack, but they have those vacuum packs, which they come in really handy as gift ideas if you're not sure exactly what you want to get somebody. But in that draw, you get a really sweetness on the top, almost like a sweet raisin. Not too sweet, but just a little bit of hint, but you can definitely get that raisin initially. There is a little bit of leather, and because of that Nicaraguan tobacco, I'm getting just a hint of like a white pepper smell off the foot. But with that said, you can see it's firm, but not overly hard packed, but it is firmly packed, which do keep it, and no issue on the cold draw. With that said, we're going to go ahead and light it up. I'll be back with the first third of the Perdomo Sun-Grown Habano. Alright everybody, welcome back for the first third of our review of the Perdomo Sun-Grown Habano barrel-aged bourbon barrel. Like I said, whatever you find it, however it's worded, but I just go by the Perdomo Sun-Grown Habano because that's what's on the cigar, and that's what it is. Again, 6-year-old tobacco put in bourbon barrels for 10 months to age. Now, I am not noticing in this cigar, every time I've smoked it since, I get just a little bit of the bourbon in the background, but nothing that suggests overpowering profiles of bourbon that you're going to get from it. But in the first draw, I noticed there's a little bit of a cedar profile. I get a little bit of a graham cracker profile, just little subtle hints. And as you can see, plenty of smoke off the cigar. Just a little bit of pepper, not overpowering pepper because it's well blended. But again, it's been aged for a while, so a lot of that harsh pepper profile, I've noticed that in newer, younger cigars, you'll notice that more often. And stuff that's been aged a lot longer, the black pepper's there, but not overpowering, at least in my opinion. But with that said, we're going to keep puffing through the Perdomo Habano Sungrown Churchill, and I'll be back right after this, so stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody, for the second third of our review of the Perdomo Sungrown Habano. Now, so far, the construction of the cigar is dead on. No draw problems, no issues with it unraveling. The only thing that I have noticed over the years, and it just might be just the thing, is its inconsistency of burning razor sharp. It starts out, it changes a little bit. The ash is not so flaky, so you don't have to worry about that falling off in your lap. When we get into the second third, we are noticing a little more of a black pepper profile. I am starting to notice the strength of the cigar going from a medium to a little bit more strength full cigar, and we're not even halfway through it yet, so I can imagine by halfway point to the final third it'll be a little more stronger in profile as strength-wise nicotine than maybe if you're wondering about that. It is definitely a delicious Habano cigar. I definitely recommend the Perdomo cigars. It's just something because of the quality they've always had, and of this cigar and their other ones that they feature. They don't have hundreds of different blends. They've got maybe 24, maybe, I'm not sure, even including their limited, but they just have a core line that they just constantly deliver on what they are. But if you haven't had one, definitely check out. I know most cigar shops have them. I know all the major cigar websites have them. You can either get them in the box, you can get them in 5-packs. Some places sell them single. It just all depends on what you're looking for. But with that said, the cedar is now coming through a little bit more. I'm starting to notice. And man, like I said, it's good. So with that said, I'm going to keep puffing through it. We'll back with the Perdomo Habano Sungrown right after this. Alright everybody, welcome back to the final third of our review of the Perdomo Habano Sungrown. Now, as you can see, it is starting to burn a little bit more even. Like I said, it's spotty throughout the cigar, but doesn't stop you from having an enjoyable smoke. The profile is a medium strength cigar at this point. A little bit of a full strength. It's not so strong that you won't like it if you're not a full strength cigar smoker. But man, its balance is there. You're getting that little bit of that cedar, a little bit of that pepper spice, a little bit of a graham profile in there, just a little bit. And you can taste a little hint of that bourbon if you're really familiar with the taste of bourbon. If you're not, you might wonder what that is, and that might be what you're tasting. But with that said, this cigar, after revisiting after 2 years, the cigar has been out on the market for quite a number of years now. You can find it almost everywhere. Definitely recommend it as a gift, or just something for you to smoke with some buddies if you're watching a football game, or if you're just having a cup of coffee in the morning like I am. Man, it is definitely a great cigar. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, leave your comments, and as always, have a great day, have a great smoke, and I'll see you next time.